Coming up, I talked to transportation officials who say heavy rain over the past few weeks has led to a lot of problems on the roads. And with more rain in the forecast, they're expecting more issues.
Flooding will be a big concern over the next couple of days. We'll break down everything we know now at 5:30.
Dedicated to southern and eastern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 5:30.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. A flood watch is now in effect for all of eastern Kentucky through Thursday morning. The next round of rain arrives tomorrow. Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery begins our severe weather alert day coverage. Andrew?
Yeah, Steve, the break right now helping a lot of the local rivers at this time. Some of them reaching their crest here the next couple of hours and starting to fall before that next round works through. Of course, right now you take a look at the Mountain Parkway, cloudy skies, and that's been the big story. Pinpoint Doppler showing a few flakes up to the north, and northern Kentucky has picked up on some of that snow. It's 30s for us with 33 in Jackson and those upper 30s down in southeastern Kentucky. But the big story is that next system. And of course, that next system brings the flood watch for us through your Thursday. And that rain starts as early as your Tuesday evening. And when it's all said and done with this system, Steve, 1 to 3 inches are likely. We'll break down everything you need to know coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, Andrew. Well, the rain we've already had led to many road issues like slides and breaks in roadways. Officials with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 12 say with more rain, they expect those problems to only get worse. WYMT's Macy Marie tells us how they are preparing.
Problems that cannot be solved anytime soon.
There's more mudslides this year than they have been anything.
Transportation officials say with plenty of rain this past year, there are more issues on the roads than normal.
We have rock falls and mudslides every year because of the freeze-thaw cycle, but we've had more this season than normal.
And road crews are worried about what is in store with more rainfall ahead.
There's very little preparation you can do for potential flooding.
One of the issues needing repair, this break in the road on Kentucky 582 in Knott County. People living nearby say the mess is just one of many in the area.
You see potholes, you need more guardrails put up and stuff like that. And the rain pours off and the hillside comes off and everything, and it's just breaking up the road and everything.
Crews keeping an eye on many issues right now.
I call them snow fighters when it's snowing, but in weather like we've been having, I'm calling them road warriors.
But sometimes Mother Nature gets ahead of them and it's hard to catch up. Macy Marie, WYMT Mountain News.
Transportation officials say some problems like the break on Kentucky 582 cannot be fixed until utility lines above are moved. They say they did contact that utility company. The man police say hit and killed Louisville detective Deidre Mangadote appeared in court today. Roger Burdett pleaded not guilty. A grand jury indicted him last week on murder and 6 other charges. Police say Burdett was on prescription pills at the time of the Christmas Eve crash on Interstate 64. Mangadote was involved in a traffic stop when her cruiser was hit from behind. She was killed when the cruiser caught fire. State police arrested a Boyd County man Saturday on sex-related charges. They say it was all part of an undercover investigation. Milton Kruger faces 4 counts of possession of matter portraying a minor in a sexual performance. The investigation started when police say Kruger was talking about his activities with minors online. Several schools in eastern Kentucky have closed due to sickness, and one clinic in Hazard says they had more than 20 people test positive for the flu in just the first 3 hours they were open today. WYMT's Lauren McCourt reports.
Monday marks 49 days into 2019.
We do a nasal swab, which tests for flu A and flu B.
And while flu season got off to a slow start, it's ramped up the past 7 days.
Our clinic has seen over 100 cases in the last 3 days.
Dr. Molly O'Rourke says they see cases in spurts.
You see a few cases and then all of a sudden there's a cluster.
The beginning stages usually start out minor.
You tend to start to have a little bit of a fever, a little bit of muscle aches. You can have a little bit of cough or congestion.
But without treatment can be dangerous.
The flu can be deadly.
Preventative measures can be pretty simple.
One of the best preventions we have is the flu shot itself. This year has been a very good flu shot.
So make sure you take precaution.
Wash your hands, stay away from people who aren't sick. If you have kids that are sick, keep them home.
Before you end up in a doctor's office waiting room. In Perry County, Lauren McCourt, WYMT Mountain News.
And for the latest list of school closings and more ways to prevent getting the flu, just go to our website, WYMT.com. Now, Lawrence County schools, one of those schools closed tomorrow due to sickness. They are closed the rest of the week. And again, you can find them all on WYMT.com. The president's decision to declare a national emergency to build a border wall could impact some students here in Kentucky. A $62 million project to build the Fort Campbell Middle School is one of the items in the current military construction budget. The president says he will reallocate more than $3 billion from the military construction budget to pay for the wall. On CBS's Face the Nation, Senator Lindsey Graham says the decision is necessary.
I would say it's better for the middle school kids in Kentucky to have a secure border. We'll get them the school they need, but right now we got a national emergency on our hands.
A spokesman for Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told the Courier-Journal it's still unclear what funds will be used to pay for the president's border wall. A man looking to win the Republican nomination for Secretary of State will not be able to have the nickname Trump on the ballot. A Franklin Circuit judge made that decision this afternoon. The Secretary of State's office said Carl Nett was trying to gain a political advantage with the nickname. Nett disagreed, saying it's how some people know him. The court ruled Nett's constitutional rights are not being violated because he does not have a legal right to use the nickname. Nett is among 4 Republicans running for Secretary of State. Tax season is in full swing, and apparently many are not happy with their early returns. Refunds are shrinking, and some folks even owe the IRS money. Investigate TV's Rachel DePompa takes a closer look at all the changes you need to know about.
Like it or not, tax season is upon us, and this is the first time we are all filing under the most sweeping changes to the tax code in 30 years. From lower tax brackets to higher standard deductions. In this Watching Your Wallet, we get answers from our partners at NerdWallet so you know what to expect as you tackle your taxes.
Now for the fun part. Oh, that'll work.
Just call Ron McKay the bug dude. He's been squeezing into crawl spaces for nearly 40 years, tackling it all.
Pest control, people hate bugs, so that's just year round.
13 years ago, he moved his family to Virginia and opened his own extermination business. He saves just about every receipt.
Different receipts for different things I buy and truck costs.
So when it comes time to file his taxes, this small business owner is ready.
Numbers are not what I'm good at. That's not my thing. I'm into pesticides and killing things and molds and fungus.
He leaves the taxes to a professional. But this year, he's got questions.
Me personally is what I'm really concerned with. Where's it going to affect me?
Ron's talking about the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act passed by Congress in 2017, and this year you will experience it as you file your tax returns.
Everybody's situation is different, so it's hard to generalize.
Kelsey Sheehy is a personal finance expert with the financial website NerdWallet. She says the biggest change is the standard deduction. It nearly doubles this year.
That's going to reduce people's taxable income.
Another change, more people may qualify for the child tax credit this year, which has doubled to $2,000. When it comes to your home, you can only write off the interest you paid up to $750,000 of mortgage debt instead of $1 million. If you have a student loan, there's no change. 5 to 9 college savings plans have been expanded.
You'll be able to pay tuition on private elementary school, middle school, and high school, which in the years past you haven't been able to do.
Is this first time going to be tricky for people or easy for people?
So it will be easier if you're just going to claim the standard deduction now instead of itemizing it.
In theory, more people will see lower tax bills, but your result still depends on a long list of factors.
Now, the deadline to file your taxes is, of course, April 15th.
Well, the flood watch is out for all of eastern Kentucky, and this could actually start out as some wintry weather. You'll notice some snow on the front edge with heavy rain as we work throughout your Wednesday. Those details are coming up in 3 minutes.
As rain continues to fall on the region with as much as possibly 4+ inches to fall over the next 7 days, officials are out cleaning up mudslides. That is only the beginning of most likely of what's to come. Straight ahead, hear from some people who were across a mudslide on Kentucky 699 who said it woke them up around midnight.
But coming up first at 5:30, find out what cities are the worst for driving in during your Money Watch report.
When you see news happening, dial star 57 or text your news tip to 5757. Service is provided by Appalachian Wireless. Better service, bigger savings.
Window World offers expert installation completed by professionals, improved curb appeal, add value, and lower energy costs with professional installations on award-winning windows, siding, doors, and more.